everyone. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to week 18 of our weekly update. First off, just wanted to thank you for always joining us. And if you do like these videos that we're doing, please give us a subscribe and a like. That would be very much appreciated to give us a little bit more exposure. So we're just going to be talking about our weekly update of our surrounding areas, of the downtown surrounding areas, Don Mills, Leaside, Mount Pleasant, Yonge and Egg, and the Durham area. We'll just touch on some interesting numbers and then just the state of the market of what we're experiencing, and just kind of touch on the past and what we may think of the future, coming up with some Bank of Canada updates and see what happens there. So we'll just touch on the downtown surrounding areas first. We are seeing that the active listings are actually down by quite a bit, by almost 50, which is interesting, but that's for freehold. And it's pretty flat for active listings on the condo side downtown, which is again interesting. But what I think we are seeing is that we're starting to see the terminations of listings being taken off the market, either for them to be leased out or maybe just to try and wait and see for the spring market. So we saw a decent amount of condos listed or terminated in the downtown surrounding area, of over 200 listings that were taken off the market. Again, they were either possibly relisted for a higher or a lower price, most likely lower price, or being leased out or being pushed out to maybe come back out in the springtime. So I think over the coming weeks we're going to start to see that. I think I did mention that a little bit last week. Usually end of November is when it starts, but it seems to be starting a little bit earlier this year, which is understandable given the state of the market, and then just people not understanding of what Bank of Canada may do with announcement next month. So those are things to think about. We saw the price go up a little bit for freeholds and down in the condo, but as again, it's pretty fluctuating, but overall I think we'll see pretty flat. We did see an uptick in sales of freeholds in the downtown area, and just a slight down for the condos. So pretty flat overall for the condos. We did see a lot of lower sales for the month of October compared to last year, which is just a little bit less than last year, but it was one of the lowest sales for October in the last almost 20 years. Oh yeah, 30 years actually, which is very, very interesting, that seeing all the crises that we have been through over that time. So it is pretty telling. There is more listings out there but less sales, so you would think the price would be affected a little bit more, but there's still decent money out there, and there's still pockets that are holding multiple offers, and we're seeing that kind of bring up the price or keep the price stable, I should say. But we'll go to the Don Mills area. The Don Mills area, again, we're seeing pretty flat for active listings, down a little bit on condo side. Sales are still pretty good overall, which is interesting for the Don Mills area. You usually see a little bit slower compared to other areas. So months of inventory, again, down all over across the board, which is interesting, but again, we're seeing the terminations starting to kick in, and just not as many new listings coming up. So I do think we are seeing the mentality of people holding off if they don't need to sell. But again, they are people that do have some money that see an opportunity in upsizing. I think that would be the best opportunity for people if they're moving from a condo to a semi or townhouse to a detached. Those are people that possibly have a decent amount of equity in their place and a good job. So if they have that stability, then they may be looking at the opportunities to upsize as prices are a little bit more flat, and there's a little bit more opportunity to do that, right? Downsizing is another thing too. If people are looking, if they're in the older generation, downsizing may be a little bit of an opportunity too now, just as there are a little bit more condos on the market. So those are things, again, always to think about. In the Leaside area, again, pretty flat across the board for active listings. Saw a little uptick in solds, so things are moving, which is good to see, in the sense that I think that's why prices are still pretty good overall. We're just not seeing a crazy amount of sales. So it's we'll see what the month of November is compared to October for sales. So far, the last week has been pretty good for sales. It's been a decent uptick there. And that's why, again, keeping the price at a decent price, but again, months of inventories are down, so that's something interesting to think of. Durham area, we are seeing active listings down and sold, so it seems like maybe the outside of the Toronto, things are slowing down a little bit more. So just still, people still want to be in the city, and I don't know if with jobs, asking a lot more people to come back into the office a little bit more, if that's driving people that do have the opportunity to upsize, as I was talking about earlier, to move a little bit closer to the downtown core, as we are seeing just businesses coming back to less work from home status, right? So interesting to see. As I said, the main thing that we're seeing is a lot more terminations. And that's going to just affect the months of inventory and the active listings. So I do think for November we will see a pretty flat change in active listings compared to October. The sales are going to be interesting to see month over month. But we are seeing, compared to last week, we are seeing a little bit of uptick in sales. So that's good. I think we're getting a little bit more comfortable with what the state of the market is. But over the coming months, again, we will continue to see, I do believe, a little bit more listings come out as people refinance, I should say. And if they can't afford the new mortgage rates, then we will see an uptick there. But if they can, and hold off for a little bit, and see what Bank of Canada says next month. So that's going to be, I think it's in a couple weeks. So that's going to be a huge factor. But it won't necessarily change fixed mortgage rates. Sometimes it will change the variable for sure, but the fixed mortgage rates are more attached to the bond yield, so I would keep an eye on that as well. So yeah, just wanted to keep it nice, short and sweet for you guys, give you a little bit of input of what's going on. On our end, we are seeing some multiple offers in some pockets, but then we do have a couple listings that are sitting there. We're getting a decent amount of showings, but just buyers are taking their time, which they do have the opportunity to do that. So even with our buyers, we're saying, see what you want to see, and if it's not calling your name right now, take your time, see what happens. If it doesn't move in a week or two, maybe we can revisit it. So yes, buyers are taking that opportunity to think about it, if they do have that opportunity, right? So again, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching this far. If you have, if you do want some more information for your home type and area, please don't hesitate to reach out. I do have a calendar link in the description there. You can book time with me, and we can go over what you are thinking for your property or for your future property. All right, appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Sorry about tapping that, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.